1.7 million youth in America are homeless. There are 3 interrelated causes that are primary triggers for this. 1. Family problems. Youth often leave home after years of physical and sexual abuse, strained relationships, addiction of a family member, and parental neglect. Sexual orientation often leads to family breakup. Young people who identify as LGBTQ are often asked to leave their homes. 2. Economics and residential instability. Some youth become homeless along with their families who suffer financial instability, only to be separated due to shelter rules. Ongoing economic trends leading to homelessness include the lack of affordable housing, low wages, and inadequate social benefits. 3. Aging out of foster care. Many children are put into foster care due to family instability, as well as socioeconomic hardship. Upon reaching the age of 18, they are discharged from the system, with no skills, no future housing in sight, and no financial support. Typically, very few homeless youths are housed in emergency shelters, primarily because there is a lack of shelter beds designated for this specific population. Shelter admission policies often require youth and adults to be housed separately, as they should be. Accommodations for families typically provide for parents and small children. Often, young adults want more autonomy. However, they are too young to earn enough money to meet their basic needs, and often are forced to exchange sex for food, clothing, and shelter. Statistically, within the first 3 days of being homeless, a young person will be forced to commit a crime in order to survive. The opportunity to continue attending school diminishes because of residency requirements, guardianship requirements, and improper records and lack of transportation. In addition, homeless adolescents often suffer from anxiety and depression, poor health and nutrition, and low self-esteem. Imagine a living building for growing adolescents and young adults. A trauma-informed, non-judgmental, harm reduction healing space for America's invisible children. We Live, We Learn will be a long-term transitional housing environment designed and developed as a human-centered co-living experience. We Live, We Learn is a unique concept that will embrace 2 key elements that we believe will improve outcomes and have a considerable social impact on the way homeless youth can be transformed. By embracing best practices of the Foyer Federation model, we can implement exceptional programming in transitional housing and youth development. While both We Live, We Learn and the Foyer model emphasize education, employment, and life skills, the hallmark of their best practice is advantage thinking, which focuses on assets rather than deficits. Young people are not viewed as problems that need to be solved or victims in need of charity, but as possibilities. By focusing on their talents and inspiring and guiding them, we can help them write their own life stories. Through evidence-based design, we will create a living building that acts with intention in the healing process. We have chosen the 5 senses as the foundation for both the evidence and the design. Neuroscience tells us that environment plays a role in basic mental functions such as learning, memory, orientation, and perception. Intentional use of light, color, music, silence, water, greenery, aromatic plants, and shapes and textures are some of the ways that can bring this environment to life. For example, through sound, smell, and color, we can affect appetite, influence emotion, and create memories. We use design and materiality to implement our vision of a safe, nurturing, interactive home. We Live, We Learn is a multifunctional residence designed to have a social impact and cause a societal shift. We Live, We Learn is a live, learn, work model structured as an evolution of the co-living and work collaborative environment. The Live, Learn model is the centerpiece of our social enterprise, which supports the social impact of shifting the paradigm of how youth experience transitional housing. Both programming and the building itself influence the social impact. As a fundamental part of our social enterprise and an outcome of our programming, We Live, We Learn has retail enterprises as part of its economic sustainability.